A lone admission cracked years of quiet. Stepping out left me shaken in the crowd. At 62, Julian Lennon shocked everyone with a few simple words. I truly despised her. I never forced my views on anyone. Behind that remark lies a tangled, painful past full of secrets fans never expected. It's a tale of family, betrayal, fame, and endurance, one that reshapes what people believed about music royalty. Along the way, certain tensions within the family remained. What could make a legend's son carry resentment for decades? Today, you'll see a side of Julian Lennon tabloids never captured, a truth he hid for years. And it began once approval arrived for the exhibit. Before the spotlight labeled him famous, Julian was only a child beneath a giant legacy, longing for normalcy. His youth appeared dazzling to outsiders simply because of his surname. Others at security handed you a tag reading John Lennon. Yet inside the Lennon home, joy rarely stayed. When John Lennon left, it was for another partner, abandoning Julian and his mother, Cynthia. He didn't only lose a parent, he lost his stability. There was no goodbye, no clarity, only confusion. Cynthia struggled alone, even selling keepsakes to feed them. No fairy tale lifestyle lasts forever. While the public imagined luxury, they lived in a small flat with used clothes and uncertainty. Perhaps the brightest moment then was meeting John and having Julian. Fame gave no reassurance, only unanswered questions. At school, Julian was singled out. Children assumed privilege, but he felt alone. They mocked and hit him while teachers looked away, thinking he needed no help. And that burden weighed heavily. His mother became his only protection, her sacrifices forming a fragile defense against a harsh world. He realized early that legends impress strangers, but at home they bring loneliness, not admiration. Still, Julian endured quietly, hiding his pain. His life's base was not celebrity, but survival. As he grew, he struggled with a father praised for peace and love, yet absent at home. While fans idolized John Lennon, Julian saw distance, broken promises, and a stranger. It hurt watching affection given to his half-brother Sean. Headlines praised John as devoted, but Julian saw contradiction. Listeners heard hope in the songs, yet Julian felt rejection and anger. Some places I avoided because they felt uneasy. Rumors surrounded Julian's birth, with claims John called him a mistake. Even if exaggerated, the scars remained, reminding him he felt unwanted. People rarely listened to what you actually said. Cynthia tried to replace the absence, but the ache persisted. Posters and documentaries praised John, constantly reminding Julian of abandonment. As he matured, resentment deepened and shaped him. Their relationship stayed distant. At times, I had to drop to my knees just to cope. After the divorce, contact was rare and uncomfortable. Occasional calls and meetings never healed anything. John focused attention on Sean, so the world saw a caring parent. Julian received little effort. He watched from afar, hoping he mattered, yet always felt outside. Small gestures appeared and vanished, followed by silence. Years passed without connection. Yes, that's how it went. He wanted guidance from his father, but hope always faded. The rejection grew unbearable, so he stopped expecting love. The father he needed never returned. He built emotional walls to guard himself. Then everything changed when news broke of John Lennon's violent death. The public mourned a hero, but Julian's sorrow was private and heavy. He was a boy away from the chaos, having spoken to his father days earlier and sensing reconciliation. That possibility vanished instantly. I wondered how I could face it. Shock consumed him. There was no funeral or farewell. Yoko Ono chose no public mourning, urging people to honor John's message instead. Julian faced memories and regret alone. His father's final words lingered because they ended any chance of healing. The world grieved a legend, but Julian grieved the father he never truly knew. The greatest blow came when the will was read.
Nearly everything went to Yoko Ono and Sean, with Julian barely mentioned. His lifelong wish for approval ended in paperwork proving his fears. Yoko held the estate and legacy, while Julian received only a small trust. This wasn't about wealth, it meant erasure. It happened just like that. For Julian, the battle became about identity and recognition, leading to a long legal fight. Years of negotiations followed, with sleepless nights and headlines. Many labeled him greedy, but he sought dignity and his place in history. The settlement was said to be large, yet it never repaired the emotional damage. As court disputes continued, tension with Yoko Ono remained. She stood as the guardian of his father's memory and the figure tied to his loss. Public meetings were stiff with forced smiles. For almost 20 years, every encounter reminded him she controlled everything. He held resentment, blaming her for much of his suffering. He saw her not as a mother figure, but as a living reminder of loss. Yet time has a way of demanding change. Anger never brought him calm. Gradually, little encounters softened the resentment. A gallery visit, an unexpected meeting, and keeping peace for Sean all helped. Tension eased slowly, forming a delicate truce. They were never truly close, never a real family. Still, Julian chose to stop fighting. It wasn't for Yoko, but for his own peace and his brother. Above everything, his bond with Sean kept him grounded. They lived separate lives, yet shared pain tied them together. For years, distance and envy divided them. Later in life, they finally connected. Similar experiences and understanding pulled them nearer. Sean's warmth showed Julian the price of hatred. Watching old videos, playing music, and laughing over memories brought healing. For once, he felt part of something real. The quiet conflict with Yoko lost importance. Preserving his relationship with Sean mattered most. Julian realized peace rarely arrives dramatically. Sometimes it is simply choosing to move on. Escaping the Lennon legacy was difficult. Everywhere he went, he lived under his father's shadow, constantly compared to a legend. Music, once his love, became a source of frustration. The public wanted another John Lennon, not Julian himself. Heavy expectations forced him to redefine his path. Creative outlets like photography, writing, and personal work gave him identity. He quit seeking approval and began living authentically. New documentaries and Beatles nostalgia kept his past visible, yet he refused to let it control him. His calm came from building his own future. He honored his father through creativity and quiet strength. The Lennon name turned into a heritage he carried, not a cage he fled. Julian Lennon's life was never a fairy tale reconciliation. It was a journey through hurt toward acceptance. His words, "I utterly hated her," reflected years of pain, missed chances, and family fractures. Still, he eventually reached a fragile peace that let him continue forward. His life reveals fame's hidden cost, the illusion of perfect families, and the courage needed to step out of a giant's shadow. If you've struggled with forgiveness or your past, his story shows healing can exist, even imperfectly. Thanks for watching, and if this moved you, please like, subscribe, and return for more untold Hollywood legends.